الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين وأساتذتنا ولأئمتنا ولكل من له حق علينا. اللهم إنا نسألك رضاك والجنة ونعوذ بك من سخطك والنار. اللهم نجنا من الفواحش ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم نجنا من الكبائر يا أرحم الراحمين يا رب العالمين. Amen. Respected sisters, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we praise Allah for every ni'mah He has given us, what we know and what we don't know. We thank Allah for the return of our sisters and brothers from Hajj. May Allah accept their Hajj. Allahumma ja'alhu hajjan mabrura wa dhanban maghfura. Ameen. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept their Hajj. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala erase their sins and accept them just like babies without sins. Ameen. Today, inshallah, we will just review a little bit of the major sin number 10, which we saw, liwat. And today we do a riba. And inshallah, if we have time, we move to others. Sorry, this was 11 and 12. We said there are 70 major sins. All Muslims need to know them. All Muslims need to know this, because this is ilm wajib for Muslims to know. The haram is knowledge that you must know. It's not optional. Why? Because Allah commanded you to avoid it. Anything Allah has commanded us to avoid, it becomes wajib to know. Wajib, must. Otherwise Allah Yawm al-Qiyamah subhanahu wa ta'ala will ask you why you didn't seek knowledge when the first command I have given you was to seek knowledge. See, this is I think the biggest mistake we are doing in life is that we are not seeking Islamic knowledge. And unfortunately, you can see even parents repeating this with their kids. For example, we don't give them Islamic knowledge. We are not really with them when it comes to Islamic knowledge. But we are so mad at them, for example, if they don't go to school, which is dunya school. May Allah forgive us. That's a sin. That's a sin. Really. We know it. We know it. In old age, we don't even know what are the major sins. So how about them? We are old. Some of us 70, 60, and this and that. And still we don't know the 70 major sins. So in order to make them avoid them, we need to teach them from young age. Young age. And this is not nuclear physics to say their mind cannot grasp it. The mind grasps very easily anything you give to it, especially halal and haram. This thing we can do, this thing we cannot do. Then they know. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just make us aware of this. Ameen. Just to recap quickly, inshallah, the lecture about liwat. Liwat is a sin that is against the nature of the human being. I repeat, liwat, man sleeping with man, woman sleeping with woman, and we said sleeping with a woman is called as-sihaq. Just is the same thing but different name. As-sihaq. As-sihaq, women to women. Liwat, men to men. This sin, my dear sisters, is so ugly that Allah Azza wa Jal did not punish the people who did that with one punishment. Actually, three major punishments. The first one was an earthquake. He crushed them. He crushed their bones. Number two, fire. He sent fire on them. He burned them with phosphorus from the sky. Number three, he flooded them. He sent water on them. So this is the punishment of people who do this. It is so ugly that we have mentioned few ahadith that Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam, for example, said, لا ينظر الله إلى رجل أتى رجلا أو امرأة في دبرها. Hadith Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, hadith Imam Tirmidhi and Ibn Majah al-Nasa'i, hadith sahih, that Allah will never look at a man who sleeps with a woman, who sleeps with a man or sleeps with even with his wife, but from the back. From the back meaning from the place where stool comes from. Allah will not even look at him Yawm al-Qiyamah. Khalas. Meaning, what does it mean he doesn't look at him? It means no mercy, no rahmah. If Allah is not even going to look to someone. So this is how bad this sin is. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala save all Muslims from this sin. And we can see it spreading because you can hear and the way a man talks. If he's talking like a woman and behaves like a woman, he is prone to do those things. Is this clear? We don't have evidence. We didn't see. Evidence is when we see. And 4 witnesses see someone committing that sin. But if we see a boy or a girl behaving like the girl, behave like a boy, and the boy behave like a girl, they are prone to do those things. وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ. We also talked about, for example, what's the punishment according, this is where we stop, I didn't share this with you last time. What's the punishment in Islam for someone caught doing that? Or someone who comes and admits that I have done that thing. If that person comes and admits to the law, again, to the law, not to you and to me, we are not the law. According to Khalid ibn al-Walid radiyallahu anhu, who wrote a letter to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu. Khalid ibn al-Walid was the general of the army, and Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu was the caliph, right? After the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who led the Muslims? Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr became the caliph. So Khalid ibn al-Walid caught a man doing those things, and he admitted. So he wrote to him, what should I do to people like this? They didn't know what to do. So Khalid ibn al-Walid wrote the letter to Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu, asking him what to do. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu asked the ulama among the Sahaba, was one of them. Ali radiyallahu anhu was one of them. He asked him, what should we do for a man who does that thing? So Ali radiallahu anhu said, this is a sin that only one nation did before us. The people of Lut alayhi salam. And Allah has told us what He has done to them. He burned them. So He said, burn him. To this extent, this sin is major. Liwat. Still people doing it. He said, burn him. But we don't know these things. Right? And we are like shocked at hearing it first time. Oh my God. But who does this? The government should do it, not you and me. Of course, when we hear these things, sisters, of course we are all shocked. But do you think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give a capital punishment if the sin was small? What are the sins we are learning about? What are they called? The chief sins, the major sins, right? What are they called? Al-Kaba'ir. Kabira. One thing to know about Islam, sisters. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. Isn't He? Wasn't He just merciful to you? Last night, who was turning you in your bed? Who kept you breathing? Huh? Who kept your heart pumping blood? Who woke up your children this morning for you? Who gave you breakfast? Who sent you to the toilet and get you out of the toilet without any problem? Who brought you here? Who allowed you to pray 2 rak'ahs? Who is allowing you now to learn? It's him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. But when he says punish someone, what does that mean? It means the person who committed a sinner. Please understand this. He's not just a sinner. He is criminal. Look, differentiate between a normal sin. We are all sinners. We all are going to commit sin. And between crime. We all make mistakes. If you break the law, any law of the country, what is that called? Very good. If you break Allah's law, you cannot call it sin anymore. It's a crime. Look, we all sin, small mistakes here and there, no problem. That's what are called sins. But if you break the law of the country, for example, you bring drugs to Malaysia, is that a sin or a crime? It is a crime. For the law, for the government, you broke the law. So, Allah doesn't have laws? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't have laws? He has a law. He has law. Sharia. If someone commits one of these 70 major sins, he has broken the law. And that's why he's called criminal. Yawm al-Qiyamah, Allah calls him criminal. Allah says, He calls them al-mujrimun. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses this word a lot in the Quran. Criminals, 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 criminals. So the real crimes are those who are committed against Allah. Not against, just against humans. Not just against humans. So, why do you think that person is going to be hanged by the Malaysian government? They say, oh, he broke the law. Which one? He was caught with 60 kilos of cocaine. Oh, then we say nothing. Sorry, too bad. Too bad. Too bad for him. We don't say too bad for the law. So when Allah says, burn these people, break their bones, crush them, Allah is too bad for them. They broke the law. So they should not have done that. And why I said it's against the nature? Because the nature, tabi'ah, nature of the human being is that he's inclined towards the female and the female is inclined toward the male. That's a little bit natural. Yet it's major sin, which we have seen, number 10, zina. Unless it's done properly through marriage and this and that. How about when a man is inclined towards a man? It's a major sin. It's more than zina. It's more than zina. And here is how do we know it's more than zina. Because zina still is punishable by 100 lashes. If the male and the female are not married. 100 lashes and let them go. But liwat, sorry, death. And there is a nice story here I would like to share with you about Sayyidina Isa alayhi salam. Prophet Isa alayhi salam, he passed by a boy being burned. He saw a boy caught by fire. So of course he's prophet of Allah. Any one of you would try to save the child, right? And he took some water and went and put the water on the child. Something. What was it? The fire turned to be a boy. And the boy turned to be the fire. He got shocked. He said, Ya Allah, what is this? The boy and the fire spoke to him. They said, the fire was a man who used to sleep with that boy. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has cursed both of them and turned them like that until Yawm al-Qiyamah. You want that to happen? This is the story of Isa alayhi salam. And it's in the Jewish books and the Christian books. It's okay to bring it like this to show people that even in other traditions there is this type of punishment. So Ali radiallahu anhu, when asked by Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, what should we do in this case? He gave the fatwa as the mufti to give the fatwa that burn that person who has admitted that he has committed that major sin. What we advise today, since there is no Sharia law, if the people repent to Allah, they should just keep quiet. Let's say someone committed those sins long time ago. He doesn't have to come to us now and say, I used to do this, please purify me, because, sorry, number one, we cannot do it. Number two, it's not an easy thing to do. Even if we can. To burn you, do you think it's easy? One more thing, the people who commit this type of sin, liwat, na'udhu billah, Allah will turn them yawm al-qiyamah into, when they enter the grave, Allah will turn them into shaitan. There are no more humans in the grave. The liwat people, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala puts them inside the grave, they turn into shaitan. If we open the grave, it's no more human. Curse. So these things, please tell the children, teach them. By the way, why I'm teaching you? So that you go home and forget everything. No, hold on. Before why I'm teaching you, sisters? So that you teach others. Remember this. Okay? And the first people to teach are your children. Teach them. Talk to them about these things. Because they are going to hear about them, I'm telling you. You think they are not going to be here about this? Not the details. Do you think they don't know liwat? This, they may not know it in details, but they know there is something wrong. So you tell them. So now they have early what we call vaccine, spiritual vaccine. You give it to them from young. So they know, inshallah, riba is haram. They will never do that. Yes, sister. Yes, I think it's true. But that doesn't mean we don't send our children to tahfiz school. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Let's not generalize. Not all tahfiz schools, not all. Maybe, let's not even give percentage, but it happens. Why it happens? Because we are still in dunya. If someone asks you, why do you think these things will happen? Simply because we are in dunya. We are not yet in paradise. In akhirah, these things will not happen. But as long as you are in dunya, expect everything. Expect riba, liwat, zina, killing, shirk. Expect everything, okay? All the 70 major sins we are going to see, they are going to be there. But our duty is to protect the children and make tahfiz, not close the doors of tahfiz. Do you think there is no zina in universities, in hospitals, in colleges? Then what? We close all the universities, all the colleges, all the hospitals, all clinics? Some people are going to do haram. So what to do? We need to protect the children. Number one, by, for example, I am against sending children far away from parents when they are still young, but not to sleep there, Those who have been with me long enough know what I'm talking about. Children until the age of 17, 18, even if they go somewhere to study, overnight they have to go and sleep back with their parents. They have to go back and sleep with their parents, in the house of their parents. After 18, they should not go out overseas. They should be again with the parents. Once they pass, this is Sheikh Zubair's, what you call it, fatwa. Once they pass this one, no, 70 years old. Once they pass this age of, once they pass BA, once they get a BA, they may go on their own. BA. I go by BA. They may get BA early, no problem. Or at the age of 30, still have BA, no problem. I go by grade. Then they can go on their own. Postgraduate studies. But when you send them young, may Allah protect them. Just ask Allah to protect them. So sister, even whether it's Islamic knowledge or Western knowledge. We should not send our kids before they are here. 100% we are sure that they are okay. They may seem okay, but not yet. So, yes, I'm against even children sleeping outside their mothers' and fathers' homes, whether it's Islamic or not. They can spend the whole day there, no problem. Unless they are ana yatim, they don't have. That's different. And where is also the law? The law should, we should have people who observe. Yes, of course. This knowledge should be given from young age. In details the way I'm making it with you, but little bit. You know, like this is wrong, this is this. Yes, of course. Why we teach them English and French and other languages from young age? Why we teach them math and science from young age? Now, what they are teaching them, by the way, the West, sexual education. Do you know that? Now, dropping the years of sexual education. Now, at the age of 12, already children in France know everything about gender. And are going to do it in primary school now. Why? And we are following them, by the way. We follow them, of course, whatever they do to feel. So why not teach my children these things, haram, from young age? It's just because we think it's inappropriate, right? We think it's against culture. No. Immunize your children spiritually as much as you can. I'm telling you now. Because their future, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect them. It's very, very dangerous. It's very dangerous. We see things happening like crazy. May Allah protect them and protect us. Okay, so this is the last thing we discussed last week, last time. Today, inshallah, we talk about al-riba. Al-riba alone will take us so many lectures. But again, I'm not going to discuss the fiqh of issues. Many of the sisters last time asked me, which I highly welcome, by the way. But please understand, the objective of in this masjid is not to give the fiqh, the halal, the juristic approach of things. Mainly to create what? What's our objective? That is really major. I thought it was a small thing. Or I knew it was major, but I didn't know the extent of its majority. How major this sin was, I didn't know. I thought it was haram, but I didn't know how big, how bizarre. Oh, I see. So the objective I want to really achieve with you, sisters, is this: to create as much awareness as we can about each and every major sin. So that inshallah, when we just hear it, takut. When we hear the word riba, we're scared. When we see the bank, we are not happy. When you see a bank, you shouldn't be saying, oh, that's a bank. Oh my God, that's a bank. Look at it. Big difference. It's like you're seeing a bar, actually. But Sheikh, I have to enter. Yeah, I know you have to enter. I have to enter too. But when I go there just to get my money, which I have to put there, but not to get a loan to buy a house or a car. Oh, I see. Sheikh, I used to do that. No more, inshallah. We will see now how dangerous the situation is. Al-riba, as I showed you last, the Arabs didn't write with harakat. They used to write like this. They didn't write vowels. Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra, and Sukun. They didn't have this. These things came when when Islam spreaded and non-Arabs came to Islam. So they needed to learn the language of the Quran. So the Arabs started writing. So they didn't know what is this. For an Arab, he can tell you what is this based on the context, the sentence. So he knows if it is riba or zina. But look, now it became zina. Now the same word could be written riba. Therefore, zina and riba are same. Wow. Even in writing, even in essence, in form, they look alike. In essence, riba is a form of zina. But zina with who? Zina with mother. Na'udhu billah. Riba is committing the ugliest thing that can ever happen in life. So riba is not a small thing, my dear sisters. Please try to understand how important it is, so that you also help your husbands to stay away from riba, inshallah, and not to take any loan with riba, no matter what, from now on, inshallah. Let's say, Sheikh, I already bought a home with riba or a car. Okay, make tawbah from today. That, Ya Rab, I will never do that again. And pay off quickly. For example, if your home is to be paid for 20 years, make it 10 years. Pay double, quick, or refinance. Go and refinance. That's your tawbah. I know to buy a good pan versus a normal pan, you pay more for the good pan. You want paradise? You pay more. And who made this sin? You. So you face the consequence. Oh, a few years ago when you were gila about the house and the car, you didn't think about these things. Now Allah saved you. You didn't die at least. So go and fix it. Is this clear? Sisters, let's learn to be responsible for our mistakes. We made a mistake. We say in Algerian, you tap yourself with your own hand and tie yourself with your own teeth. Sheikh Zubair tied up his legs and his hand with my own hand. What should I do? I should not call sister, fix me. I should fix myself with my own teeth. She's not responsible for what I did to myself. So a lot of people, they do haram, then they come to Mufti, Sheikh Zubair, and they ask him, and when Sheikh Zubair gives the fatwa, they are not happy. It's your mistake, not my mistake. You go and fix yourself. You say, no, this fatwa is... Go another Mufti gives you whatever he wants, you want to hear. Not Sheikh Zubair. Bismillah. And the coffee is good, so the lecture is going to be good. Takbir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تأكلوا الربا أضعافا مضاعفة واتقوا الله لعلكم تفلحون. Surah Ali Imran, verse 130. Sisters, يا أيها الذين آمنوا, لا. What is la in Arabic? Tida, right? No. Allah said no. Why are we doing it? So Allah says, لا تأكلوا الربا. Do not devour, do not eat, do not consume riba. Don't do that, he said. Is there anything clearer than this? Allah said, don't. So what should I do as a believer, as someone who truly loves Allah? What should I do? I should not do it. No more. Khalas. Simple. Let be like the Bedouins. The Bedouins are very simple people. You tell them something to do, they do. You tell them not to do, they don't do. Khalas. Simple. لا تأكلوا الربا. Don't consume riba. Do not deal with riba. أضعافا مضاعفة واتقوا الله. And fear Allah. If you really want to be successful, ask someone, do you really want to be successful? Do you want to pass this exam? Then don't do this. If you want to be successful in dunya and akhirah, please understand, just in akhirah. You know why most economies are collapsing today? Because of riba. They can't pay. I'll give you an example, sisters. Where do you think you get your money from to buy a house? From the bank, right? Okay. The bank gets it from where? From a higher bank called Bank Negara. Bank Negara gets the money from where? From IMF and World Bank. The World Bank and IMF get it from where? From two families. Jewish families, the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds. And these two families, no one knows about them unless Sheikh Zubair mentions them, unless sometimes you hear this. You hear from there and there. These two families control the world. They have so much, billions and billions and billions, trillions of dollars. And they give. And they create wars. Why? Why sometimes there are wars in the world? War in Yemen, war in this, war in Nicaragua, war in, Argentina with this. You think just like that? Because they need the economy they need to borrow money. They make money through borrowing money. They have so much money that they have to give you so that countries kill each other, this and that. They borrow from you, you borrow from them. And you keep paying. They have so much money that they just want you to pay the loans. Not just for them, for the next 30 generations of their children. Something that you and I cannot think of because we are innocent. They are not. They are shaitan in human form. Shaitan in human form are those two families. So, please understand that when someone gives you a loan, he's expecting you to pay interest because he also has to pay interest. And the other bank pays interest and. So it's a vicious circle. You will never be successful unless you stop it. There are certain things, sisters, listen, in your life. There are certain things, all you do is you just cut off. If you don't, you will not recover. For example, I give you an example. Ugly marriage, child abuse, someone abused you in childhood, physically or emotionally or sexually, whatever happened to you, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant you sabr. If you don't cut it off, if you keep just talking about it, you will never recover. Just assume it didn't happen to you and that's it, live your life. If you keep just talking about your feigning marriage, or your brother who treated you very bad, or a father who was neglectful to you, or whatever. Khalas. Doesn't mean you don't from time to time talk, but how long? Is it occupying all your life? Or is it from time to time? It's okay. If you don't stop bleeding, there is a lot of blood coming, vein is cut from your hand. It's a vein. Because look at water, blood is gushing like water. You have to stop it quickly. You have to stop it. If you don't, you drain out of blood and you die. Same thing. There are certain things like that. Riba is like that. Riba, once you enter it, if you cannot stop it immediately and khalas, and once you cut, by the way, there is a lot of pain. In order to get out of a pain, you have to go to another major pain to stop it. I know it's not easy. Riba is like that. Riba, a nice car and you're paying installment because you cannot get it cash. And some of you actually, you can get it cash. It's just you love to have numbers in your account. Hey, zero also is a number. Zeros in your account too. You know what I mean? Some people really can buy this phone cash. Khalas, cash, I get it. No, they want to pay sikit. Whether you pay the riba or riba is paid for you, it's the same thing. Na'udhu billah. We will see the details. Now, another ayah, Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 275. الذين يأكلون الربا لا يقومون إلا يتخبطه الشيطان من المس. Those who consume the riba, they don't stand up except like the one who has been touched by the shaitan. Look at Majnoon, look at Majnoon. Shaitan, by the jinn. Look how he behaves. Sometimes he's calm, sometimes he's shouting, sometimes he's naked, sometimes he's eating his mother, sometimes he wants to kill the cat because he is not in his mind. Same thing. When you start taking riba, sisters, you become like a Majnoon. You are saying you come and pray, but you are like a Majnoon because you are just paying riba. Spiritually, like a Majnoon. Emotionally, like a Majnoon. Physically, like a Majnoon. You have the word Majnoon? Okay. Also, there is another tafsir of this ayah. They will not get up Yawm al-Qiyamah from their graves except like a Majnoon. In the dunya, they look normal like any one of you and me. But Yawm al-Qiyamah, when they get up, they become like Majnoon, just shouting. Where everybody is quiet, getting up to Ardul Mahshar, to the land of gathering, Hashr. They get up shouting and yelling and mocking themselves and hitting themselves. Then we know these people of riba. Na'udhu billah. From the beginning, from resurrection from the grave, we know they were committing this major sin, number 12. ذلك, why? ذلك بأنهم قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا. This is the problem. Why Allah does that to them? Because they said riba is just like selling and buying. Same. It's a trade. It's not a trade. No, it's not trade. Trade is this, sisters. You give me cash, I give you this phone. Or you give me 10 pen like this, and I give you the phone. This is trade. Trade is exchanging cash or gold and silver with commodity or commodity with commodity. This is called transaction. But changing cash with cash, money with money from the same currency is riba. Sheikh, different currency exchange? No, that's different. But for example, I give you ringgit. I give you 1,000 ringgit. A month later, I collect 1,010 ringgit. Even with your approval, with your rida, you are completely fine with it. That is riba. Because I give you cash, you give me cash back with extra or less. It is called riba. If you make profit out of a loan, it's called riba. You cannot make profit out of a loan. You can make profit out of transaction. So loan and transactions are not same. Please understand this. Bay and riba are not same. People convince you, but it's the same thing. We are doing business. No, sorry, that's not business. Investment is different. I'm coming to that. I'm coming to all that. I know, BSN, I know you have so many questions coming. Some questions are not there yet. The more I mention, they start coming. Amana Saham. Coming. So these people, they made actually riba halal. Look, when you say riba is just like trade, did Allah make trade halal? Trade, buying and selling, is it halal? Yes. When you say riba is like trade, you are indirectly saying riba is halal. While Allah is saying riba is haram, you're saying no, I know better than you, oh Allah. You're saying I know better than you. That is exactly what you're doing. Coming, all your questions are coming. What you call? Wait, sila tunggu, sila datang. Allahu Akbar. Okay. Imam Qatada Imam Qatada, one of the tabi'in, great ulama of tabi'in, he said, "Inna akila riba yub'athu yawm al-qiyamati majnunan." The person who devours riba and consumes riba and deals in riba, yawm al-qiyamah, when he resurrects majnun, insane. And like you and me, when we resurrect, inshallah, we resurrect normal. People who devour riba and deal with riba, they be majnun. Do you know how many majnun will be yawm al-qiyamah? Do you think how many people eat riba? Think about it. If I bring one majnoon just now, one majnoon, sister or brother, they will drive us crazy. They will not let us have class because they'll be jumping from there, talking, slapping some of you, putting your jubba, your khimar. Majnoon, one, right? Sit down, shh, quiet. I say quiet. How many times I will have this? Because one majnoon. Imagine the majority are majnoon and only you are sane. If we bring one majnoon here, he will drive us all crazy. Imagine I put you in a mental hospital, the only healthy one is you. Everybody majnoon, including doctors and nurses. Takbir. Yawm al-Qiyamah, do you know how many majnoon will be around you? Because people take the riba. Subhanallah. If I bring one majnoon to school, he will drive the whole school crazy. He will not let the principal do his job. He will not let the teachers do their job. The children will be stuck out and running away from him because he's majnoon. How about if I put your son with the whole school majnoon and put him there? By the way, who looks majnoon? It's him. Do you know that? When you are sane and they put you with the insane, everybody will look at you that you're crazy. Because all of them are doing funny things except you are normal. And that's how when you are a good person with bad people, people think, what's wrong with her? When you were a crazy girl, you were okay. Now we mention, Monday, 10 o'clock class, she must be crazy. Yeah, I'm crazy with the love of Allah. How about that? No problem. Some people are crazy with the love of dunya. We become crazy with the love of Allah until we die. I know many questions are coming. I know that. And I'm expecting them. Some I will answer. Some of them I will not answer unless you come to other classes. Marketing. Takbir. Okay. Abu Sa'id al-Khudri radiallahu anhu, Sahabi, narrates that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, on the day and night when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam for Isra and Mi'raj, he passed by people holding their stomachs in their hands. He passed by some people in Mi'raj, by some people holding their stomachs in their hands. And each one of them, his stomach was like a big house. Now imagine with me, if a man has a big belly, just a big belly. How about when his belly is like your مالت بهم بطونهم منضدين على آل فرعون نعوذ بالله. Their stomach pulled the sabila, the pathway of Alif. There is a pathway in Jahannam, the pathway of fabulous Fir'aun. Every morning and every afternoon they will be presented to Jahannam. They come towards that path like the beaten, camels. What does that mean? You don't know that because it's not your culture. You know when you subdue an animal, when you train a horse, a wild horse, that will become subdued, becomes halas, obedient. That's how. Usually the camels are wild, but when the shepherds go and collect them, they they train them to listen and obey. So they come like that. Their stomachs will pull them more and more towards, na'udh billah, that fire. فَذَلِكَ عَذَابُهُمْ فِي الْبَرْزَخِ. Yawm al-Qiyamah, that is in the barzakh after death, that's their punishment. That's in the barzakh. They be pulled towards the pathway of... One thing about Fir'aun now and his family, there is no Jahannam yet for them. But they are faced every morning and afternoon towards Jahannam, in the graves, wherever they are. Wherever Fir'aun family is buried in Egypt, wherever they are. Every night and every morning, every Maghrib and every Fajr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala shows them Jahannam. Shows them Jahannam. That is called the path of the people of Fir'aun. Same thing for the people who do take riba. When they die, they be seeing Jahannam morning and afternoon. Why? For some dunya that you're going to leave after you? If you drive a normal car without riba, it's same as you drive a Maserati with riba. I mean the same, it takes you to the same masjid. Alhamdulillah, you all came here, whether you are driving a supercar or a normal car. Supercar, you have cash, go ahead and buy it. May Allah bless you. But buy only one, not 2 or 3. You have cash, Allah gave you, alhamdulillah. You go by bus, you go by Grab, you go by taxi, the goal is to seek knowledge. It's just sisters. They indoctrinated us. The British. They did terrible things to you here, especially Malays. They brainwashed you. You parents, I tell you, let me stop for a while. Riba, put it on the... Get back to my students. I love you so much that I want to rotan you. Takbir. Can you believe it? You know when you love your children so much, sometimes you want to... babies, when you love them, sometimes you bite them, Do you do that? Or just the Algerian, crazy Algerians like me? When we love our children so much, sometimes we bite, sometimes... I don't know. Anyways, fathers too. Stop being British. You are not British. You're Muslims. You are Malays. Okay? One thing most Malays do to their children is that you feel like if you don't send your children overseas, you are not a good father and mother. That is a big lie. You lie to yourself. You can be a very good mother and still your children study here. Postgraduate, no problem. I told you I have no problem. And don't say Sheikh needs me. I don't mean you. Yeah, I mean you. So what's the problem? Don't do that. You have done that with some kids, don't do it with the coming ones. And by the way, you will see no difference. I swear by Allah. In education, you will see maybe those who studied here better. Rizq. The rizq is written whether you go to London or you stay here or you go to Mecca or Medina. I know uneducated people, they don't count money, they weigh it. You count, they don't know how to read and write. They bring, for example, a whole pack of 100 ringgit and they know it's 100,000. Why? The weight. If it weighs, let's say 2-3 kilos, that's 100,000. Example. That's how much money they have. They never go to school. So if you think by giving a Western education to your kids, you're going to make them... Please understand that. I found out that so many of my beloved sisters and brothers, they do it out of actually competition with other parents. Your children study where? London. Or my kids study in America. So it's parents, it's not children. Sheikh, they push us. They push you, push them back. My son is trying to push me, I push him back. No, Sheikh, he wants to go to... Up to you. Khalas. Now back to riba. That was something I wanted to say it off. Khalas, I did. So now back to, so I found it's not the youth. Although they want to go because they're, but it's you, it's the parents. It's a form of satisfying yourself that I have done the best I could for my kids. You end up actually hurting them without you knowing. Keep giving your children sugar because they love sugar. Keep giving them. What happens to them? Diabetes. So you hurt them. Although your niyyah was to please them because they like it. They like it. No, sometimes you know, enough. No more. So saying no is the right thing actually to tell people. The greatest statement we say in life starts with no. La ilaha illallah. There is no God but Allah. Do you know that? Do you realize? Your children can't say nah. He didn't say even open his mouth yet. Nah. They know no first. So when you tell them yes, they appreciate it because they are used to no. You see, understand? Husband, no. If you say yes, the day you say no, you get mad. Why you tell me no? You got it? Up to you. Riba, no. Tidak. La ta'kulu riba, Allah said. All you who believe, don't deal in riba. If you want to be successful. So I was telling you about the Rockefellers and this and that. You be successful in dunya by, okay, I really want that car. But that's my dream car. But I cannot get it except with riba. It's okay. I get it in akhirah. But I will do anything to get that car, na'udhu billah, even by displeasing Allah? No. Things like that. Then, in another narration, when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was taken to the seventh heaven, when we say heaven, we mean sky. There was huge thunder on top of his head and huge clouds. Thunder and storms. And I saw men, he said, their hands carrying their bellies, and their bellies were huge. And in those homes, there were snakes and scorpions. It was full of snakes and scorpions. Those houses that they carried with their hands. Who do you think they were? When he asked Jibreel, oh Jibreel, my brother, they're carrying their stomachs, although their stomachs look like their homes, full of snakes, venomous snakes, and dangerous scorpions. Jibreel alayhi salam said, these are the people who consume riba. Abdurrahman ibn Auf narrates that hadith on Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu, إذا ظهر الزنا والربا في قرية أذن الله بهلاكها. The Prophet ﷺ in one hadith says, if Allah sees two things in one city or civilization, He will destroy it. So today, what do you think is going on in our countries? Zina and riba. This is why we are in this mess. Sisters, we are in mess. Some of us don't understand. As some of you think, as long as my house is okay and I have my car, I'm okay. You're not okay like that if the country is not safe. Okay, get out from your home. In your house you will not be safe because robbers and criminals and zina people and rapists will come in your own house. Please understand, we are not safe if the country is not safe. If the ummah is not safe. Look at the ummah, is bleeding everywhere. Rohingya, Palestine, Syria, Yemen, Mali, Niger. Countries we never heard of, but they are Muslims like you and me. They're dying, they're being killed, they're being raped. We want, until that comes, Rasulullah ﷺ said, if two things spread in a society, Allah will permit its destruction. And the destruction, sisters, doesn't mean full destruction. Please understand this. For the ummah of Rasulullah ﷺ, there is no full destruction. Full destruction of the ummah means the end of the world. But it means wars, instability. That's what it means. So two things, if they're spreading in any country, to war or civil war or destabilization or insecurities or many, many problems. Famine, hunger, drought, that's what it means. For the destruction of the ummah doesn't mean the complete one. It means there will be trials. And Umar radiallahu anhu narrates, إِذَا ضَنَّ النَّاسُ بِالدِّينَارِ وَالدِّرْهَمِ وَتَبَايَعُوا بِالْعِينَ وَتَتَبَّعُوا أَذْنَابَ الْبَقَرِ وَتَرَكُوا الْجِهَادَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَنزَلَ اللَّهُ يُرَاجِعُوا دِينَهُمْ. This hadith is very important and it should be in every khutbah. Umar radiallahu anhu narrates a hadith that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, if people do injustice when it comes to dinar and dirham, ظَنَّ النَّاسُ بِالدِّينَارِ وَالدِّرْهَمْ meaning riba. That's it, they start dealing with riba. Dinar and dirham means gold and silver. وَتَبَايَعُوا بِالْعِينَةِ. What is this عِينَةِ? It's being done here in Malaysia. It's being done here under so-called Islamic finance. What is it? Bay al-Ina, sisters, is there. Please understand, little fiqh. Bay al-Ina is this. I'm the bank. You want a loan, okay? You come to me and you say, dear bank, I would like a loan to buy a house. I say, okay, how much? You show me, it's, let's say 1 million ringgit. I say, okay, I'm ready to give you. But with one condition. Not only you pay me installment in riba. For example, 1 million, when you pay me back, it's 1.5 million. That riba already, okay? They put a condition. What is it? Here it is, Bay al-Ina. You cannot sell it to anyone except to the bank. This is called Bay al-Ina. Bay al-Ina is to ask a loan from someone to buy something. A car, a house, a piece of land, anything. But a hotel, anything, property. But you cannot sell it to anyone but to us if you want to sell. Okay, no problem. I agree. That is Bay al-Ina. It's super riba. Look, I cut you this way and I cut you this way. Like the saw. The saw cuts going and coming. So the bank not only gets interest from you, which is haram on you and haram on you, but it is also telling you conditions that maybe someone. You got it? That is injustice. Some people still do it because they need the money. Maybe you didn't do it. Did you hear about this transaction before? It's called Bay'u al-Ina. Bay'u al-Ina. The transaction of Ina. The transaction of Ina is when the bank or the borrower gives you money, charges you interest, and furthermore, one more step, what is it? Puts a condition. You cannot sell it except to me. So you're stuck with him. Excellent. That is the way they are now coming. You know, there is an ugly scar here. I just cover it with a little. The moment the rain comes, the scar is seen again. Let them call it whatever. Rasulullah said, if you deal with that transaction, look what happens. Wait a minute. So if people deal in dinar and dirham this way, and deal with this type of bi'ah, bay al-ina. Number 3, وَتَتَبَّعُوا أَذْنَابَ الْبَقَرِ. What does it mean? They follow the tails of cows, meaning whips. They start using whips. Rotan, you know, like police now are doing, beating people on the streets and this and that. وَتَرَكُوا الْجِهَادَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. And if they leave the jihad fi sabilillah, 4 things. You know what Allah does to us? Allah will send the bala, punishment, on us until people return to their religion. Look what's happening in Iraq, Syria, Yemen. That is exactly what happened. This is the consequence of doing these things. We left jihad fi sabilillah. No more jihad fi sabilillah. Everybody takut, everybody scared. Number 2, people are dealing with riba. Number 3, people are even doing this transaction, which is super haram, double pain from, not only you have to pay me interest, but you have to sell the property to me with the price I put, not you put. So this is very, very unjust. And you follow the leaders who use rotan on people. Did you realize? Yes. Same thing. Medical insurance, not medical insurance, life insurance and any other form of insurance. It's riba in principle. Why? Because you are putting money to get back money. Again, in any transaction where you put money to get money, unless you go into musharaka or mudaraba. I will explain the details later on, inshallah. I promise I will give questions and answers either at the end of the class today or also at future classes coming. But today I want just to show you how dangerous the riba is. Please hold your questions. I know you have questions. Let them at the end of the class or let them at the end of 2-3 more classes about riba. Riba is long subject. What do you think people are doing today? Riba. Good Muslim, prays first row, but he's having riba. Very good Muslim. Haji, Hajjah, everything, okay, they want even to Hajj, still in riba. Riba is dangerous to get rid of. Riba is like cancer. Be careful, my sisters. The best thing happened to you in your life is you get out of the riba. Because it's not easy to let go. Some of our kids go to school with riba. How do you think Allah will bless their life? Some marriages, people borrow to have a wedding. Borrow money from the bank with the, what is this? So I will answer all those questions. Just hold, please. مَا ظَهَرَ قَوْمٌ. Now, look what Rasulullah said about people who allow riba. Look what happens. And subhanallah, when I look at this hadith, I know we are paying for it. What's happening in the Muslim Ummah, wallahi, including Algeria, my country, is because of this. Look what the Rasulullah said. مَا ظَهَرَ فِي قَوْمٍ الرِّبَى إِلَّا ظَهَرَ فِيهِمُ الْجُنُونَ. The end result of riba is junun, majnun. Do you know how many people are turning insane? Do you know how many people are taking this one pills? Depression, they call it depression. They say, oh, this guy is diagnosed with severe depression. Where do you think depression comes from? Did our parents have depression? Look, our parents compared to us, wallahi, they were much healthier than us, mentally speaking. Look, they were occupied by the Japanese, by the British. And we are, mashallah, no occupation. There is another occupation, but I tell you later on about it. But at least there is no British, no Americans, no Japanese. You find he is 30 years old with severe depression. She is 20. There are people committing this one, suicide. They're killing themselves. Why? Because there is one thing we let go, and we're not paying attention, is riba. We're feeding our children riba. That's why they think of killing themselves. Marriage is on riba. Education with riba. Everything is with riba. وَلَا ظَهَرَ فِي قَوْمٍ الزِّنَا إِلَّا ظَهَرَ فِيهِمُ الْمَوْتِ. So riba will lead to insanity. Zina will lead to death. And that's very true. I know many girls who committed zina, committed suicide because pregnant takut. Or she kills the baby. That's a soul. She aborts the baby or she kills him after he's born. She leaves him somewhere. That's death. A lot of death is happening nowadays, especially death of youth, because of zina. Na'udhu billah. The third thing, وَمَا بَخَسَ قَوْمٌ الْكَيْلَ وَالْوَزْنَ إِلَّا مَنَعَهُمُ اللَّهُ الْقَطْرَ. And any people who cheat in the scale, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will prevent them from rain. A lot of people cheat in the scale. Sisters, I challenge you, go buy some groceries today. Sugar, this. Buy a kilo of sugar and weigh it. You buy a kilo, go weigh it, put it on your weight and see. You find 900 grams. So if every kilogram, whoever is selling that takes 100 grams, do you know how much he has stolen? But in your mind, you have bought 1 kilo of rice, but it's just actually 950 or 900 grams of rice or sugar, whatever you have bought. So Rasulullah said Allah will deprive them from rain. Now don't say we are safe because we are in Malaysia, tropical. Don't say that. I remember 2-3 years ago when there was that drought, people start panicking because Selangor Dam muddy now. Yeah, Allah can do it. Even to a very beautiful part of the world like yours, full of rain, still Allah can take it. Allah is powerful over everything. The person who devours and uses and consumes riba. You know the word devour? Devours usually. Beasts, right? Beasts devour, they don't eat. So that's why I'm using the word devour. We become beasts, na'udhu billah. Those who eat riba, they are not really eating like anybody, they're devouring. In French, dévorer, to devour, to eat with impunity, with power. That's exactly what you're doing. Na'udhu billah. So those who consume riba, those who eat riba, those who devour riba, they will be punished from the moment they die until Yawm al-Qiyamah by swimming. Swimming is good. No. Swimming where? In a red river. Red like blood. And he will be thrown in his mouth stones. Sisters, stones coming to his mouth. Yulqam. In Arabic, when yulqam means to throw stone to the mouth. What is that stone? It's money. It will enter his mouth. And then the stone of fire to his mouth that he swallows and goes to his belly until Yawm al-Qiyamah. So he's swimming in a red river like blood. Stones are coming to his mouth, stones of haram money and stones of fire. Na'udhu billah. This is in the barzakh. In the barzakh. You know, barzakh is another world, like now. We are in this dunya, right? There is another world where your parents have already gone. Those who passed away, may Allah forgive them. Your parents, my parents, whoever, our brothers and sisters who passed away, anyone who passed away, is not yet in Jannah or Jahannam. He is in al-barzakh. That barzakh, this is how they live, some of them already. Imagine all your life swimming in something red, blood, swimming in blood. And stones are coming to your mouth. Why? Because of the riba you took to buy a house, the riba you took to buy a car that you left behind you, someone using it now. Hey, and some of us build homes as if those homes will be there forever. Did you see some ruins? You pass by some ruins, right? Here in Malaysia, sometime when I travel, I see old house and I look at it. To someone that was a palace in his time. When he was building it, he thought it will be there forever. So you think Valencia Homes and Masira Mas will be there forever? Or wherever you are? So make it easy and simple. Even when your husband wants to make it for Yawm al-Qiyamah, then he knows you were in Sheikh Zubair's class. Takbir. What's wrong? What's wrong? I'm saving you money, man. You should thank me. Huh, sisters? Serious, you know, I know what the core. Have a nice. Why the marble has to come from Valencia, Spain, not Valencia, Malaysia? You know what I mean? The seat must come from Italy. Pinozzi, whatever that mark. Well, Pinozzi or not Pinozzi, when you sit down to do poop, it's the same. Like me here. No, Sheikh, you don't feel. I know. Look, there is big difference between you live in this dunya like traveler and between living in this dunya like settler. Settler wants to live to the maximum, right? Traveler, I'm passing by. Everything simple. May Allah give us that feeling, and that's the truth, sisters. For people, is duty upon Allah not to allow them to enter Jannah and not to let them taste its pleasure. Mudminul khamr, alcoholist. Wa akilur riba, the person who eats, and wa akilu malil yatimi bighayri haqq, and the person who eats the ana yatim's property without truth. Wal aqu liwalidayh illa an yatubu, and the person who gives hard time to his parents, except if they make tawbah. If they make tawbah, Allah forgives them. But if they die like that, if an alcoholist died alcoholist, if a person, for example, God forbid, someone is already buying now a loan, money with a haram loan, and he dies. Sorry, he didn't make tawbah, he didn't stop it. The person who gives hard time to his parents, na'udhu billah, and a person who devours the property of an ana yatim. These people will not see paradise except if they repent. And they have to, what does it mean repent? Stop. Whatever they used to do, they stop. Please, tawbah means to stop. If someone didn't stop a sin, it's not tawbah. Please understand that. For example, na'udhu billah, someone is taking riba, and he was not praying, and he was taking riba. Now he started coming to the masjid, alhamdulillah. So he made tawbah for salat, but he didn't make. If he dies, he's still in big trouble. But Sheikh, he was praying. I know, but he didn't stop the riba. He has to stop all these 70 major sins to be called a good Muslim. Yes, you may pray and fast and go to Hajj and still visit the grave of a saint, thinking that he can help you. Habib Noor in Singapore, for example. That's shirk, khalas. You died with shirk, na'udhu billah. A person, he was committing zina. He stopped zina, but he still deals with riba. Sorry. We have to stop crimes against Allah. We are breaking Allah's law. The people who devour riba, sisters, and eat riba, on the day of judgment, they will be gathered in the forms of dogs and pigs. Dogs, their faces, face of a dog and face of pig. Why? Because pigs and dogs are known to have what we call hila. They are cunning. They are cunning animals. So they were cunning against Allah. They were thinking they can smart Allah. Yeah, this is not riba, this is just business. How can I do business? They say. Someone told me this. I say you can do business without this. You see, they control your mind. They already indoctrinated you to think you cannot do business without riba. You can. By the way, I found out when I did some research about riba that the people who think that you cannot do business without riba, number one, not only they don't have faith in Allah, you money whether riba or no riba. Number two, they have been brainwashed by those people who give them a loan that look, without us you can do nothing. So someone convinced you without banking system you cannot do business. You can. But they will try their best to tell you, no, you cannot without us. You see, impossible. but actually you can. They do that in order for you to always go and borrow money from them. And by the way, when you borrow money from the bank, do they give you because they love? Your eyes look so beautiful to them that they give you a loan? Tell me, when someone wants to give you a loan from the bank, you do what first? You show your assets. Do you know that? You have to tell them, look, for example, I want to buy a hotel or make a hotel or something like that, right? They will say, okay, Mr. Sheikh Zubair, show us your assets. Then I have to show what I have. Based on that, they can guarantee me the loan. You know that or not? Meaning, in case you don't pay, they go to your asset. Please understand. So you see what you're doing? You see what you're doing? You are offering everything to them. And because you are greed is dangerous, sisters. It's the greed that makes you buy a beautiful car. Actually, you're greedy. There is greed in your heart. That's why you want that supercar. Even if, but Sheikh, what do you mean greed? You love yourself so much, and you are so much in love with that thing, that nafsu, instead of saying, nafsu, wake up, slap yourself like this, say, hey, no. If you stop bothering me about that Maserati, I will embarrass you and buy you a donkey. In front of all the sisters coming on donkey. So she will stop bothering you and you come only with a normal car. Again, you have cash and you want to go ahead, mashallah. Buy your Maserati, let's say your dream car. Careful. It's just marketing around us. Marketing around us. We are living in a society that does not really. Have you seen a marketing about dhikrullah, subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Burger King, McDonald's, chocolate? We are living in a society that is too materialistic now. Cellcom. Not Cellcom and Maxis to call your family and say, talk about how high the heel of that girl you hate so much was. La ilaha illallah. Another reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns them into dogs and pigs' faces is because remember Bani Israel, they tried to can Allah by throwing, Allah says, do not fish on Saturday. So what they did? They throw the net on Friday, they collect it on Sunday. That is a form of hila. I don't get you from this road, I get you from the other road. So Allah turned them into pigs. Same thing. Those who eat riba and say, it's not riba, it's business. It's a form of canning Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Yawm al-Qiyamah, will turn their faces into pigs. Imagine, sisters, body of a human with the face of a pig. Na'udhu billah. I mean, imagine it. It's horrible just to think of it. It's going to be Yawm al-Qiyamah, and you see them all. And how many Muslims will have faces of pigs? Tell your loved ones these things, maybe they wake up. Anas radiallahu anhu says, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made khutbah for us. And he mentioned riba. And he mentioned it so much that it became so big in our hearts. Anas radiallahu anhu is saying hadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made khutbah. And he mentioned riba, and he made it so big that we were takut about it, scared. فقال Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, الدرهم الذي يصيبه الرجل من الربا. The dirham is silver, it's not even gold, sisters. Gold is more expensive than dirham. Dirham is the currency of silver. You know it, right? It's a silver currency. Coin is a coin made of silver. There is another coin made of gold, which is more expensive. So the less, he's talking even about dirham. The dirham that a person gets out of riba, أشد من 36 زنية في الإسلام. It's worse than 36 zina in Islam. Imagine a person committing zina 36 times in his life. There is something worse than that. He sleeps with 36 women, different women, na'udhu billah. There is something worse. What is it? If he gets 1 dirham from riba. What? So the people who are getting money from riba, they are not just committing zina 36 times. Because let's say ringgit, let's say the value of a dirham is, I don't know what, 100 ringgit. Example. So how much loan you got, my brother? 10 million. Divide that on 10, then that's how much zina, na'udhu billah, he has committed. Because each 100 ringgit equals 36 zina. Worse, actually worse. In another hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, "Ar-riba sab'una huban." Riba is 70 kinds. Sisters, 70 types of riba. The 70 major sins I cannot comprehend yet. So riba is 70 forms. Look at the least. أهونها كوقع الرجل على أمه. The least of those 70 sins, 70 major, 70 forms of riba, the least of them is like someone sleeping with his mother. Na'udhu billah. Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu anhu said, "Az-za'idu wal-mustazid fi an-nar." The one who increases the loan and the one who asks for more, both are in Jahannam. Meaning the one who gives and the one who takes. Both will be equally in hell. Sheikh, the bank asked me to add, to increase. They increase the interest on me. What can you do? You and them in hell. Yes. What can I tell you? You want me to lie? You want me to please you? No. Allah and His Messenger and the Sahaba are saying, my job is just to tell you the truth. And your job to stop. Go to the bank and say, I don't want, khalas, no more. How much left I have? Or, let go. I told you sometimes you better lose in life, sisters. How can I explain to you? Your husband is giving you a hard time. The marriage, and don't say because of small problem the marriage is not working, okay? But some of you, deep inside, you know things are not going well. What's the best thing to do? Cut it, stop. Don't lie. Hey, don't go now for the smallest fight you say it's not working, okay? No, but I know some sisters, for example, it's really they're just lying to themselves. Let go. Friend betrays you. Let go. It's rather lose. Look. Try to lose early before you lose everything at the end. There are certain things in life you just let them go. You have a nice shoe. You lost one, and you have only one. What? You walk on one? Let the other one go. There was this thief, listen sisters, this thief who have stolen one shoe, the right. When the person saw him, he ran away and threw the other one to him. He said, take it because it's not worth it. I keep only one, you keep one. Here, at least take it. So what I mean is this, in life sometimes you have to learn to let go. Certain things have to let go. Riba is like that. Sheikh, but I will lose whatever I have put as installment. I understand. Thank Allah you didn't die like that. Go thank Allah. Sheikh, you know someone offered me a car with half already paid and asked me to pay the rest and take it. I said no. Anyone would jump on the occasion. Wallahi al-Adim, here in Malaysia. He offered me a nice car. He says, this for you, Sheikh, but you pay the rest. I said, no. Why should I pay that? And next time when you offer something, you offer the whole thing, not just half. Like here, I turn it into a motorbike, half of it. No, what I mean is this. Maybe she meant good, but she didn't know yet Islam properly. No, it's not like that. thinking, you know, alhamdulillah, it's a nice car, you take that. No, it's not that, it's the riba in it. You got it? So, you let go for Allah's sake, Allah will give you something better, for sure. The riba is like that. That's why I told you, the shaitan will come, look, you how much you paid for this house, or for this car, or for this. So when you cannot get it, just let it go. Like this. Why? Because you are in a state of emergency. When you travel on plane, they say, let your shoes go out, leave your shoes, even if they are expensive, let them, don't go with your shoes. Leave your bag is full of gold. Who told you to bring jewelry with you? Now we have to jump out of the plane. Drown with it. Let go. The lighter you are, the best. Why? Because state of emergency. No state of emergency, take it with you. So please understand, the moment we start dealing with riba, we are in state of emergency. May Allah just give us this awareness and make us, Ya Allah, tawbah, Ya Allah help me. And wallahi, I know sisters, I know people, alhamdulillah, when I told them this, even in America, they had the tawfiq from Allah first, then the courage. They had the courage to change, and they changed. And I'm talking about millions of dollars, US dollars. I'm not talking about a few thousand or millions of ringgits. And they are much better now. They say, Sheikh, we learned one thing from you, is the true value of life is when you have no riba. Then everything is yours. You think this house is yours? If it is financed, it's the banks. I see so many houses here actually, CIMB, Maybank, RHB. It's not you. It's not. A car, same thing. RHB, CIMB, you know, Maybank, told you, Harima, hit you one day, careful. Everything is clear from their slogans, it's just you don't get it. Ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu said, إذا كان لك على رجل دين فأهدى لك شيئا فلا تأخذه فإنه ربا. Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiallahu anhu said, if someone has given you a loan, or you have given a loan to someone, and that person offered you a gift, don't take it. It's a form of riba. Huh? Let's say Sister Junaida owes me money, and then I give her a gift. She shouldn't take it. Or she gives me a gift until that loan is paid off. Because it's a form of, it could be like profit. I profit of the situation, or she profits of the situation. Careful, yes. To this extent, to this extent. For example, maybe she is giving me this offer, so later on she says, Sheikh Zubair, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to pay you end of the month. Can you please extend it for 2 more months? Then I soften my heart. Why? Because there was a gift. Transaction of riba, of loan between, loan, even halal loan, listen, even halal loan, sorry. No gifts yet. Yeah, because I have given you a loan. You have given me a loan. Wow, to this extent Islam, yes, because that's a form of going to crimes. Of what? Of riba. Also, judges should never accept gifts. Judges. And which is difficult to be a judge. Everybody wants to give you a gift. Suddenly, everybody, when you are not judge, they pass by you, don't even say salam. Now you become judge. Oh, everybody knows you, everybody gift. Why gift? You're preparing me one day when you are in trouble. Sheikh Zubair, can you help? And your Rolex watch is in my hand. Of course I have to help, because the Rolex comes from you. You got it? Yes. So no gifts to judges. And if you are judge, never accept gifts. Al-Hasan, this is about judges. Now you and me, we have a loan. Why are you giving me gifts now? Because there is a loan between us. That is a form of riba. Wow. To this extent, the Sahaba were so aware of the danger of riba? Yes. Al-Hasan radiallahu anhu said, إذا كان لك على رجل دين فما أكلت من بيته فهو سحت. If you have a loan on someone, wow, and you go and eat in his house, it's a form of fire. Meaning, when there is a loan between you and a person, don't even go to his house. Huh? Even siblings say, brother, I can't see you, but I don't eat your food. No, I'm joking about siblings. Let's say you and me, I give you a loan. As long as you didn't pay me, I shouldn't come to your house. If you invite for makan. The Sahaba were like this. They feared Allah so much. Wow, to this extent. Yes, my sisters, I know I'm going to shock you. That's my job. Sheikh Zubair, shock. Defibrillator of the spiritual heart. Now serious, we need to get shocked a little bit to see how far we are from the true Islam. Sisters, you think Islam is just salat and siyam? Wallahi, Islam is this. That sorry, I cannot come to your house because I have given you a loan. And I don't want to take advantage of you. Serious. It's a form, it's not like you are trying to bribe me. No, it's a form like I'm taking advantage. Because I give you loan, okay, carry my bag. Now I'm going to my car, you all have to carry my bag and my books, because, no, it's not like that. It's not like that. Yes, preferred. CIMB called preferred. Maybank calls them what? Huh? Premier, you see? All the P, be careful of the word P. Yeah, you shouldn't even go. Yeah, you shouldn't go at all to those banks. You go only to cash some money and say, Ya Rab, please save me. Serious. I will talk about investment too. I know you are going very soon, so maybe in the next lecture. Is still here? Okay, we'll answer, inshallah. كل قرض جر نفعا فهو ربا. Every loan that attracts, careful, I give you a loan, but out of the loan I'm profiting. For example, you borrow me your car because your car is very good car. That is riba. I give you a loan, and the loan is, for example, I give you 100,000, I'm expecting 100,000 back. No, but I'm taking advantage of your swimming pool. I'm taking advantage of your restaurant. That is riba. Even when you are going to pay the same amount that you borrowed, there is something benefits. You know what I mean? I am using your swimming pool. I'm using your golf course free. I'm taking advantage of the loan I have given you. The loan should be for Allah's sake. No, during. Very good. After is okay. During. Is this clear, my sisters? Very good. Now questions about riba. So who had the question first? Investment. Start with Sister Junaida's question. Sisters, investment is different than riba. But be careful of the investment, because the bank does that. If the bank, for example, is building apartment complex to sell, and you invest your money in the bond or in some kind of what you call the FD, fixed deposits, you tell them this money is going where? Ask. It's your as a preferred or premier customer, you need to know where the money is being used. It's your right. If they tell you, sir, it's for this project, alhamdulillah, halal, halal. Electricity, water, building. But if they tell you, we're going to give to Genting Highland, immediately say no. Stop it. I don't want. If they tell you it's going to go to Carlsberg, you need to know what is Carlsberg. To go to Johnny Walker, things of liquor haram, then you say, I don't want this. So you need to know, you need to be aware of what your money may be used for. If they don't tell you, I better not invest. So investment is different, but tell them, is it musharaka or mudaraba? You have to know, is it musharaka or mudaraba? If musharaka, mudaraba, go ahead. If it is just to put money, na'udhu billah, may Allah save us, say ameen. But for example, they say, you're going to be our partner in this project for 3 months, for 6 months, for 1 year, up to you for 10 years. And we give you this much of the profit. But the profit should not be defined. Most ulama should not, say you should not define it because it's a fixed deposit, fixed interest already known. So better to say, look, how much the revenue, my profit, how much? If they say between 3 and 4, between 4 and 5, at least they are not sure, it's fine. Because they are just expecting. But if they say, for sure it's 10%. Wait a minute, in buying and selling, you and I may lose money. And make money. If the profit and loss are shared, fine. This is musharaka. But mudaraba, sorry, no. So I rather give mudaraba. Listen, sisters, between musharaka and mudaraba, you better give mudaraba. Mudaraba, why? Mudaraba, they will not touch the capital. For example, you give them 5,000 ringgit, they have to return 5,000. But the profit is unknown. Whatever profit we make, we give you. That's fine. But the 5,000 is not. Musharaka, no, you may lose your even capital. You put 5,000, they may give you 3,000. Still difficult to do. Honestly, my sincere advice to you, my sisters, if you have some money, buy property. Buy some properties and sell yourself. My advice to you, buy something and sell. Buy and sell, buy and sell. Don't give your money to banks. Of course, bankers will not like what I'm saying now, lectures, they're gonna, it's okay, I know you are there. You got it? Banks want cash, and they make money out of you. While Allah says, look, be smart, use your own cash that I gave you, go buy something, buy a piece of land and resell it, make some profit. Buy an apartment this year, after 2 years, rent it, 2 years, sell it, the price gone up. The back is acting now, so, mashallah. Yes, Sister Farah, you had a question, what was it? Insurance, yes. Now look at sisters, look at me sisters. Insurance is a form of riba. Even the insurance, the asl of it is al-aslu fi at-ta'min at-tahrim. Most ulama say this. The guiding rule, ta'min, insurance, is that it is haram. Why? Here is why. Number one, ta'min actually is a form of not trusting Allah. I trust AIA company. I trust Takaful. I trust this, but not Allah Azza wa Jalla. But what does it mean? Didn't Allah say, look after yourself? Yeah, but Allah didn't say look after yourself by putting money in a company. You are giving them money, expecting what to give you? God forbid. What do they give you? They give you money back. Car insurance. You are buying a car insurance, right? God forbid, if your car is stolen or broken, or what do they give you? They give you a new car? Thank you, that's my point. They give you money to buy another one. That is riba. You got it? Okay. The only insurance that is lawful according to the ulama is health insurance, because they are not giving you money. They will just take you to hospital and look after your bills. Listen to me carefully. If your insurance is to give you medical treatment, so that whenever you get sick, alhamdulillah, you go to hospital and you don't worry about the bills. Even this one, who's paying the bill? But you are not taking money. You are not taking money. You're just, I need a blood test. I need this. I need this. I went to hospital, the scanner, this, the MRI, whatever, the surgery. Alhamdulillah, I didn't pay. Because let's say I have full coverage or half coverage or whatever. This ulama allowed. But where? In a country where it's very difficult to find free medical treatment. Like America, like here, it's allowed. But in Canada and France, you don't have to. Sweden, Norway, you don't have to even buy, because the state will look after you. Is this clear? So this question of, it's from one person principles, but if someone comes to me, ask me same question from another person, from a different question, I will tell this one yes and this one say haram. You say, why? I say, because you live in Canada, you cannot have it. Because in Canada, I know, till today, medical treatment is free. But in America, if someone else, I say you can get it. So Sheikh, why you say yes? Because this man, his eyes are blue and the other one black? I say yes, because this one eye blue, this one black. How about that? Because this one lives in Canada, this one lives in America, and I know how in America you cannot live without. You got it? So, now life insurance, which most of you may have, you should let go immediately. Number one, it's a lie. What do I do with an insurance after I'm dead? Oh, for my children. Who said your children will not die with you or before you? See, you're lying to yourselves. Second, where is the concept of tawakkul on Allah? 3, did our parents have any life insurance? They were living. Number 4, one of the biggest reasons why couples are killing each other is life insurance. Do you know that? They found how many husbands kill their wives and how many wives kill their husband to get, number 1, get rid of the problem once for all. Number 2, get the money. Because divorce gets you only 50% in America. So killing him gets 100%. Yes. So many people kill their parents because of life insurance. They know if the father dies now, life insurance will pay him so much, and that's what they do. Na'udhu billah. So it's very tempting. Number 4 or 5, already I don't know how many reasons I mentioned. It's riba. You're buying money to get money. Life insurance is money. They give you money. Careful, sisters. We are Muslims. Insurance is riba. You're right, sisters. And if you work for insurance, you better don't go anymore. Change job. If anyone works for insurance. Even takaful. Why not we do takaful among us? You know the jam'iyah? Your kampung ladies do that. What do you call that? Kutu. Yes, kutu. Thank you. 500 each one of you every month. She takes it this month. Next month she takes. Next, MashaAllah. Illegal? said no, no kutu. Why? Takbir. Maybe someone took advantage of them. That's why it's illegal. Anyways, riba. Here you go. Very good. No, serious. Someone wants to help, and this Sister Rahima takes it today. Next month, this sister. Next month, this sister. Alhamdulillah. Like that, we will not go to the bank. And they won't know the banks to be highly active. Allahu Akbar. But there is what we call a better alternative to banks. It's called al-Masraf al-Islami. Islamic Masraf. But we don't call it bank. We call it Masraf. Where? What do you mean? We can deposit our money for a fee to save it for us because we don't have safe deposits, or the house is unsafe and this and that. And where do workers get their money? From the fees. From Musharaka and Mudaraba. The bank becomes, for example, I have an idea which the bank really studies and find it very good. So they come and do business with me, or I do business with them. Simple as this. But profit and loss should be shared. Most banks, they say, you don't know us, we don't know you if you lose. If they lose, they take from your money. Look how unfair it is. If they lose, the project they are making doesn't work. They will tell you, sorry, we don't give you 5,000 back, 4,000 only. But if you lose, if you borrow the money and your project doesn't work, you lose by yourself. They go after your asset. This is unfair. Masraf al-Islami starts with farmers. Farmers first. Help farmers and fishermen. Once there is enough food, then there is enough energy to work. Then you go to factories, small factories, then big factories, then big projects. No. Banks, they don't have this policy. Banks actually, they may start with a 50 billion ringgit project in a state which will fail, let's say, and they don't care. In Islam, no. Masraf Islami, we start with farmers and fishermen. You're fishermen? You're good at sea? I'm good at sea. I was born in the sea. I was this. I don't have ship, small ship. I don't have a motor Yamaha, whatever. I don't have a net. We give him. Allah, now he's working. His wife is helping. His children now happy. We even keep them there. They don't have to come to Kuala Lumpur and live in Kuala Lumpur and become maybe criminals or drug addicts and this because of the shock. He's still there. That's where Allah created him. He loves the sea. Then he starts catching fish for us. Now the market is working, you see? Then the farmer, he likes those hills. And he loves those hills and he grew up there. Come, what do you do? Is fertilizers. The Islamic bank gives him that. So he starts making now living. He starts selling the goods to us. We benefit. Slowly. Now, entrepreneur, he has a great idea of 60 widows who can work. Machine, sewing cloth, slowly, and he pays them, alhamdulillah, now they are making living. Look, then the economy start moving. But who takes the loans? Only the rich. Poor people, do you think they get loans? Next week, inshallah, we'll talk about number 13, devouring, consuming the property of being unjust to him. Al-yatim, ana yatim, sisters. Property of yatim. Be careful, some yatim are very rich. Don't make mistake. Yatim doesn't mean poor. Okay? Yatim, ana yatim doesn't mean poor. That's why a lot of people ask me, Sheikh, can I give my zakat to ana yatim? I said, wait a minute. Are they poor? If poor, give. Because he's poor, not because he's yatim. Because some yatim are very rich. They should give zakat. Father left millions of dollars. Mother left millions of dollars. So al-yatim. This yatim may have money, right? Money, wealth. Devouring, touching this money and wealth without haqq is very, very dangerous, is a major sin. I tell you, sister, how it happens quickly. It happens if you marry a rich man with, then you start taking their money, since the audience is females. If the audience are males, is a widow, a sister, her husband died, he's not alive. If divorced, they are not yatim. Her husband died, another brother offers marriage for her. Alhamdulillah, they get married. Then he starts touching the property of the children. That is where this sin happens. Or the big brother, his sister becomes widow, the big brother start, or young brother, whoever, I'm looking after you, I'm looking after your kids. And he starts, few thousands here, few thousand there. If a penny, he takes a penny, he puts it in his mouth. Na'udhu billah. The value of a penny, let alone 1,000 or 1,000,000 or. So anak yatim doesn't mean poor. Please understand this. Kasyan. Don't mix kasyan for anak yatim with kasyan for somebody poor. Okay? So we'll talk about that major sin next time, inshallah. Yes. Very good. In Algeria, I met somebody in your age and he said, I am ana yatim, help me. I said, I'm yatim too. I said, I lost my parents too. Yatim in Arabic, usually, till the age of marriage. And the age of marriage actually is 18. In Islam, by 18, we should bunkus our kids. Takbir. Yeah, your son and daughter are 18. What's supposed to be? Khalas. Send them. But you still love your babies. You think they are not ready. Do you think you were ready when you got married? I don't think so. Ya Allah, Ya Kareem, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Tuhan kami, forgive us, Ya Allah. Ya Allah, save us from riba. Ya Allah, save us from all the 70 kinds of riba. Ya Allah, our life, the way you have separated between East and West. Ya Allah, make us so safe from riba and from all the major sins that we have seen so far and the major sins that we have not yet seen. Ya Allah, give us tawfiq and hidayah to learn as much as we can so that inshallah we avoid all these major sins and meet you, Ya Rabb, with tawbah, with true tawbah to you. Ya Allah, accept the hajj of our dear sisters who went to hajj this year. May you accept them, Ya Rabb al-Alameen, and their husbands and their families. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. السلام عليكم. Uh-huh.